All right, Shalom. I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm back with another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit, the Rakakwadash. The whole world is on fire right now. Wars and rumors of wars, protests, riots, uproars of the people. And as these things are happening, we are going to stay occupied in the prophecies. Okay? Hate and division is amplifying here in Babylon as we watch the collapse of America. It's all prophecy. This is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiastes chapter 39 and verse 1. It says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies." All right, so we're going to stay occupied in prophecies as we see this world burn. All right, it's all going downhill, right? Luke 12 and 49, it says, "I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled?" Right, that fire is already kindled. All right, the division, the hate, the wars, okay, the collapse of America, right? People rising up, seditions, okay, rebellions. It's all over the world. Luke 12 and 50, it says, "But I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how am I straight until it be accomplished?" Verse 51, "Suppose ye that I come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division." All right, so these are the things that are happening all over America right now and across the world. All right, these are the prophecies, man. Everything is going down. So let's get into it.
Holy cow, they're throwing bricks at the police.
This is our city, and this was Mexico. You can't kick us out of the land that was ours.
LA has erupted over the past few days as ICE officials came in and carried out a few raids. The past few days have been wild here on the streets of LA. Cars have been burnt, intersections have been taken over. Local and state officials are not happy with what's going on with the federal government. The footage you're about to see is absolutely insane. The police are coming through right now. Speak no more and get into the video. Everyone's out here protesting right now. ISIS came through here down LA. The streets are erupting here. Let's see what's going on. National Guard has been deployed out here into the streets of LA. Thousands of protesters are here on the streets right now. Right here on this federal building, you have words like F ICE, revolution starting here, here for my family, all sorts of stuff. Right here you have the National Guard. They've come through. You have troops, about 300 in different directions. Trump sent in about 2,000 people. There's groups of 300 sent around the city right here. And this one is at the side of the federal building here at one of the ICE detention centers here in LA. What's your message to the National Guard here today?
The National Guard.
And why do you think they got sent out here today?
They got sent because we don't have a president that can lead.
And what fears you most about Donald Trump and the ICE raids coming through here in Los Angeles?
I don't fear that motherfucker. Have you seen our community? I don't fear that motherfucker.
There's none of fear Donald Trump. Homeboy on a motherfucking real fuck that piece of shit.
Discover your new GMC right now.
Just let that pass.
What's the water for?
Diffuse tear gas. If you need it. Yeah. If you throw a canister in one of these, it should diffuse it enough, or at least stop the chemical reaction.
What makes you want to come out here with the Honduras flag out here?
I mean, these are my roots right here, you know? This is where my family came from. I'm a first gen.
A lot of people wonder on social media, why are people coming out here with other nationalities flags? If they don't like America, why don't they go back to
I love America. And what?
Real quick. Let me grab this. All right, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1, and it reads, it says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself." All right, we measure the time through the scriptures. "And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So these things that are happening signify the return of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, all the chaos that's going on, you know, worldwide. Verse 3 says, therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So these things would have to come. All right, these things would happen. Okay. Verse 5, it says, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So this is all part of the signs of the end. Okay. People rebelling. All right. People coming against the government. All right. The explosion of hate and racial tension. It's all part of that. Verse 6, it says, even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. There you go.
And what it represents, you know, the idea of America to our people is a better future and an opportunity to have a job and create something that in our homes we don't have, you know. So we love America. We want to be here. We want to contribute, you know. And I agree, the people that have committed crimes and, you know, like an actual crime of, you know, murder, something like that, I can agree with that. You know, I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say, no, keep everybody here. Yeah. But the people who are here, hardworking people.
Right now, do you think it's right for them to go after the most dangerous people like they say they're doing?
I mean, I don't see nobody here has attacked them. And they initiated all of this. We're peacefully protesting. They're the ones that come out with riot shields. They come out with billy clubs and all kinds of shit. I don't know who's the aggressor here, but it ain't us.
You! I can't wait to know you! Take off your badge, big boy! Take off your badge! Coward! Get that shit in my fucking face!
Okay. That guy's yelling at the ICE officials for being a coward for wearing a mask. Meanwhile, he also has a mask on. What's your message to the police officers in the National Guard right now?
They've got a choice. They don't have to do this fucking shit. That's it. They can either be American citizens or they can be what they're doing right now.
You don't think they're acting like as American citizens?
No.
Do you think they're trying to protect the country or make it a more dangerous place?
What do you mean? Like, this is way, way beyond what it needs to be.
Something's about to break out real soon. If these people keep taunting the police officers with all these other flags, all these other words they're saying to these police officers and National Guard, something's about to happen.
You guys!
Yeah. Wait till it's live bullets. All right. Right now, people are getting hit with rubber pegs and shit like that, man. Wait till live bullets start flying, man. You know. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9. I'm sorry, 2nd Ezra chapter 15. All right, 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword in their destruction draweth near. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, swords in their hands, right? So these things are getting ready to go to another level. All right? People are getting shot, beat up. You know, rocks are being thrown at the ICE agents, the military officials they have patrolling the streets. All right, but eventually it's going to turn to live rounds being shot out there, man. Okay, it's going to be bodies in the streets. For there should be sedition among men, and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power, and that's going on right now. Okay, these people are disregarding the ICE agents, the military authority. All right, they're ready to clash with these people, man. And these Edomites, they're ready too. All right, this is why they prepared the ICE and, you know, the extra military support and the Edomite hate groups, man. You know, they're all being armed up for this inevitable day of riots and clashing, man. Okay, of civil war that's going to take place. All right, so everybody, the spirit that's in the earth right now is prepping for destruction. Okay, war and chaos in the streets. Right, it says 2nd Ezra 15 verse 17, a man should desire to go into a city and should not be able. All right, because it's going to be martial law. It's going to be roadblocks. All right, certain cities and access points are going to be cut off. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right, these things are going on. Again, these are the beginning of sorrows. All right.
Christy Lewis, you guys suck! Donald Trump! Fuck you!
I can tell you're very upset.
Of course we are. Yeah. We feel some burning in the eyes right now upon arrival here. Everybody be prepared. We still fight for the legalization of all in occupied territories. This was indigenous land. This was Mexico. This is our fucking turf. F these motherfuckers. Free them all!
Stolen people on stolen land. Black people were stolen. And it was taken from the indigenous. Stolen people on stolen land.
What's your message to ICE and to the federal government today?
Just the message, just straight up, is just this government is fucking corrupt as f. People need to fucking start realizing that shit. And fucking, we need a fucking factory reset. We need some justice up in here. Just for everybody. Straight the fuck up. You know what I mean?
You have lots of tattoos, and people oftentimes interpret tattoos with being part of the gangs and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been checked for gangs or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm focused on some other shit right now. I'm not worried about that, though.
You're not worried about that? No. So essentially all that's happening right now is that ICE, police, DHS, and the National Guard are just holding a line here outside this federal building. Protesters haven't gone back at the police quite yet. We'll see what happens. Could be happening very soon.
This was our land. All this is stolen. And what? Now we're fucking illegal here. We're gonna die. Are you fucking kidding me?
And real quick, I want to make a point because, like one of the brothers said, you know, you so-called Hispanics and Latinos, all right, you getting your damn nigga wake-up call, right? So the question is how is this all playing out for you niggas now? Right? Real quick. Jeremiah 15:5, it says, Who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest? Right? Who's feeling sorry for you? All right? Because these Edomites, all right, they're ready for war. They want you out of the country. All right? They're amplifying their forces, man. The martial law, the militia groups, all right, the military personnel. Okay, so they're ready to clash with you, man. But the point, who shall bemoan thee? Who shall feel sorry for you? Who shall go aside to ask how thou doest, how you doing? Right? It says, Thou hast forsaken me, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, thou art gone backward. Therefore, I will stretch out my hand against thee and destroy thee. I am weary with repenting. Right? So the Lord is fed up. All right? This is what happens when you niggas, trust in Egypt, man. Right? Same people talking about Latinos, Hispanics with Trump. Now you're being deported. All right? It says, verse 7, it says, And I will fan them with the fan in the gates of the land. I will bereave them of children. I will destroy my people since they return not from their ways. So now you niggas, you so-called Hispanics, Latinos, all right, now you're catching pure hell right now, man. These ICE raids, all right, they're just running up and snatching Jake up and deporting him, man. Okay? It's a brutal time right now, right? But this is what happens. Isaiah 30:1, it says, Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with their covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Right? Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. See that? That's why it said the Latino community is a very confused demographic. See? You know? You so-called Latinos, Hispanics are all over the place.
Together, okay? I need you loud, loud, because I want to drown. Hear that song, okay? Again. Yo quiero que todo mundo lo cante fuerte.
Yeah, so again, the question, how is this playing out for you now? Right?
You're not fighting for. You're not fighting for this country. We're gonna dox you. We're gonna dox you. We're gonna dox you.
I love this flag right here.
You just said you love that flag right there. What's your favorite thing about the Mexican flag?
What colors?
What's the purpose of bringing out the Mexican flags today here while we are in the United States?
Honestly, I have no idea, bro. I just came here to just show out. That's it.
Let's play some more. All right. Let's play this one right here.
You want high performance tool?
Bear with me.
All right, buck. All right, buck up. Fox News alert. The Trump administration sending additional forces to restore order to Los Angeles as anti-ICE riots enter into the 5th day.
So let's get right to Jonathan Hunt. He's live on the ground in L.A. Hey, Jonathan.
Ainsley Lawrence Brown, good morning to all of you. I have to say that 24 hours ago, we joined you from this precise location outside the Metropolitan Detention Center. Very different scene then that it is now. There is a much more relaxed security posture here today. You can see a handful of National Guard outside the detention center behind me. But yesterday at this time, the entire street was blocked off. A phalanx of National Guard troops were right across this street. It is certainly a different atmosphere in LA this morning, and that might be a sign that authorities believe they are getting a grip on these protests. Of course, that is not to say there was not violence yesterday. Thousands of protesters were once again on the streets of downtown LA, but the LAPD operation, along with the Sheriff's Department and the California Highway Patrol, seemed a lot more efficient yesterday. They broke the protesters into various groups. They continually pushed them back using tear gas rounds, using flashbangs, using in some cases rubber bullets. In the meantime, as you mentioned, President Trump has ordered Marines now to come to LA. We understand that 700 Marines left their base at 29 Palms, that is out towards the Palm Springs area, east of LA yesterday. We believe that they staged overnight at Naval Station Seal Beach and that they should be deployed on the streets of LA at some point later today. California Governor Gavin Newsom said of that deployment, quote, "The Secretary of Defense is illegally deploying them onto American streets so Trump can have a talking point at his parade this weekend. It's a blatant abuse of power. We will sue to stop this." Nonetheless, President Trump and others will say that their deployment of the National Guard on Sunday clearly made a difference, that those Sunday clashes were much more violent than they were on Monday, and they will argue that that is because, in part, they are surging forces here. In the meantime, the search to round up some of those involved in the violence goes on. Elpidio Reyna was a 40-year-old man who was seen throwing rocks and bricks at law enforcement officers. Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, announced on Hannity last night that they have formally identified him. Here's the Attorney General.
That guy has...
Yeah, so, you know, we're just going to continue to watch, all right, see what comes from this. I want to grab this too, all right, because internal division is going to be the fall of this place, all right? This is Mark 3:25, and it reads, it says, "And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end." All right, so this is the end, man. All right, you know. So again, the point, you know, as the world and America's on fire, man, we just stay occupied in the prophecy and see what's going to happen next, because we know that the big event is soon to come. Shalom.